Hey everyone, welcome to Assistant 4 here, and today we're going to continue on some more Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled Adventure Mode on Classic for the Sony PlayStation 4. Now, we're here to continue onwards with Insanity Island. More specifically, to get the CTR tokens. Believe it or not, I actually was about to say CNK, but the thing is that I actually have an excuse this time because last weekend I was actually playing a little bit of CNK. And I kind of wish I streamed it though. Like, I really missed that game. Like, we have all the content of CNK in this game, which is nice. But mostly because of the anti-gravity, there's like a little bit of that soul that the game has that CTR Nitro-Fueled just can't match without mods. But we're not there yet. And there's no PC version that I can know of, so we're not going to be there for a while. So, without further ado, let's get started with the CTR challenges. Obviously, I will cut straight to each match, including the one behind us, Skull Rock. I think it's called Skull Island. I'm not really familiar with the names. Let me see. Skull Rock. I got it right the first time. Alright. So let's get started. Come on. We know we're not going to leave it like that. Let's get... What? You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Having to wait a whole minute, especially after just going war, just kind of kills the mood a little bit, just a little bit. I really wish this game had some kind of I really wish this game had some more optimized like loading times. Like, that's my biggest thing about this game, just the loading time. Like, online has some issues. There's still some bugs and glitches wrong, you know, because those are always looking wrong. But overall, most of those don't really bother me, but the loading screen of all things, where I'm just sitting here waiting for anything to happen, it's just like, oh my gosh. With how long these loading screens are, you'd think they'd give you something to do while just waiting the whole near minute, but no. And it's even worse on the Switch version, despite there being, oh god, being some downgrades here and there on that version as well. But you know what? It doesn't really matter on that department. It's just the fact that the loading screens are really long. But it's okay, because believe it or not, the racing games, including Tag Team Racing, kind of have a history of just having long loading screens. Nothing like this game does, but like, you know, comparatively long to some of the other racing titles out there. So, you know, it does feel like it does throw you off a little bit with just trying to hop on into the game and then you're just waiting. But the thing is, I feel bad for people who have the PS5 version on this, because on top of the fact that you can't really utilize it playing it online, even when you do get to use it for like offline, it only benefits you by a couple seconds. But thankfully, I don't know anyone who's bought a whole like $500 console just for this game, right? Oh my goodness. You know, by now that like in Crash 1, I would have completed most videos by this time. I'm on the second racetrack here. Like, come on. I think the main reason why it bothers me so much that this game still has like a really long loading time is because the Insane Trilogy. The thing is, believe it or not, for those who only got like Insane Trilogy on Switch, PC, or pretty much any other console than PS4, know this: there was a point where before the game came out on those systems, the loading screens were painfully long. I'd say Crash 4 kind of long. Crash 4 on PS4 again. But yeah, like Crash 4 kind of long. But the thing is that when it came to it being released on the other systems, it's like, and you know, eventually patched into like having infinitely lower like waiting times. It was like a miracle of sorts. Like, yo, they can actually fix this. Crash 4 kinda has something like that. Like, nothing crazy optimized, and if you play it on next gen or PC, you're definitely gonna get infinitely shorter loading times than what you have. They're still there, like they're still present, only by like what, 5, 6, 7 seconds on average, compared to PS4 is like half a minute, I think that'd be a good trade-off. But you know what? I'm just hoping that sometime in the future, if there's a sequel to this game, if there's a sequel to this, I would hope that they will do something with the loading screens. Like just anything to make it shorter than what this game has. Okay. But yeah, it's just really nice though. Like, whole issue with loading screens aside, that I get to look at this again. For example, Mystery Caves. This area is so freaking beautiful on OG. Where it's like mostly warm, like this for example. It's mostly like a warm feeling when it comes to getting into this area. Then when you go into the second part where it's actually cool compared to. But there is still one problem I have with it, and it's this. If you didn't already see that there, and this is like your first time playing, there's a good chance you could actually miss that. That's one of those like few problems outside of loading screens that I have with the game, where it's like, because this game has so freaking vibrant colors, I actually can't see some of the stuff I'm supposed to be getting. At first, I thought it was just my TV being like at high settings, because I usually like watching some stuff with some high colors on, but I have like a whole different setting for games. But then I look at this and it's like, oh, sweet babe Jesus, it was right there. Oh, and don't even get me started on like the whole green beacon on these things, on the turbo pads. Like, I can't tell you how many times I got hit by something just because it looks like there was nothing there. But you know what? You know, small things, small things. But yeah, with that being said, it's just, my goodness. And then there's that whole thing with the bat, and I don't know what that's all about. I think at some point, after I'm done with this playthrough, I'll make like I'll probably, I don't want to make any guarantees, but I'd probably just make a video where I'm just showing off all these little nuances and stuff inside the tracks that you normally would never see in an actual race. Or at least you would probably never notice, period. Oh, frick. Oh, I want to jump on it. Like, frick. Okay, I just passed it. Like, there's some, like, maybe, like, triceratops around this area that be jumping around the course, and it actually shakes the screen. You may have seen a small little glimpse of the screen shake when I passed them, but it's, like, right near the finish line where you can actually see them, but I have to actually stop so you guys can see it. Oh man. But yeah, yeah, I'm kind of sorry I don't want that much to say honestly. Like, I was actually prepped up on talking about like a lot of stuff that happened with CNK, because like I've already talked to you guys about how I feel about the. I actually have to go up there. About the freaking racetracks, but I never talked too much about the actual like battle modes and everything. The thing I would think most people will more than likely be more familiar with on that game than battle mode in CTR OG, because like I could talk all day about that one scenario where some dude really thought, because it was like with a bunch of random people over like Parsec and everything, where some dude really thought it'd be a good idea to put the potion like right in front of in front of it, by the way, not behind it like usual, like online, but like right in front of the activation crate, right after that big jump in Electron Avenue, or that time where someone really thought it'd be funny to put a homing trap onto the Jungle Boogie shortcut. Like, the thing is, the juiced up weapons in CNK were far more effective than the juiced up ones in both OG and this game CTR. Like, and I kind of wish it was kind of like with CNKs, because like, for one thing, the missiles are far more accurate in that game than this one. Like, I don't get how. They had some homing like properties after juicing them off. Of course, the whole bigger blasting of the bombs, which is in this game, but more so only used for battle, whereas in that game, you could use it for racing positions and all that stuff. And then don't even get me started on the boosting. The boost canisters were, I'd say they were more useful in that game than OG, but the thing is, in Nitro-Fueled, they're actually pretty good in battles. Like, actually pretty good, especially if you're juiced up. I wouldn't say they're better than using like a bomb or whatever, but you know, they have their place essentially. Okay, so in this battle arena, or pretty much all of them, mostly this will be used just to actually do battles and everything, including some crystal related ones from C&K. But here, they're just here for us to collect. I'm pretty sure I'm already gonna mess this up. To collect before the time runs out. What's cool about these challenges though is that for these kinds of challenges, they actually change up the way you get a specific, well, not the way, but you actually get a specific item for each one. Like for here, you get a boost canister. For one in the future, we're going to be seeing some bombs, and I think that's really it. Because like the other ones aren't really that very useful, and if anything, could do more damage to you than actually help. So, and something to know is that if you're playing this on Nitro-Fueled mode, do know that the difficulty actually has a direct impact on how much time you have before collecting everything. If you play this on hard mode, you're going to be pretty strict on yourself when it comes to doing this. But when you're doing this on classic, there's a set timer for every course. So you don't have to feel like you're going to be running the clock too much. Like, there could be a bit of unfamiliarity that could potentially impact you, but I'm going to make it, don't worry. Like, look, it's right there. You thought I was worried, didn't you? But nah. I could have done way better than that, though. But that's alright. Point is, we're done with this. Seriously, 20 minutes. And I still gotta go back into the award ceremony again. Yeah, that's basically it. And for these challenges and the ones for relics, you'll end up seeing Coco by herself for the most part. Which would be, I guess, an okay change. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Because, like, they never played the ceremony in the original. They just put you straight in the game. But, you know, I kind of wish you could skip these, like, award ceremony things. Offline, of course. And then on top of that, there's also the fact that even when you get to this stuff, like, you know, just the fact that it's also a really long loading screen on top of that, but, you know, long loading screen, nearly unskippable award ceremonies. It's not the worst thing, but again, it's just, you know, one of those things that adds up, especially with loading screens. But you know what? We're not ending this on a negative note. Heck no, because now the real test is here. We're going to be doing some god dang relic races. That's what they call it. It's basically time trials for the courses in CTR. If you've seen my time trials on the Insane Trilogy, you should be more familiar with this, assuming you haven't played the game yourself and played those other games, especially Crash 4. Oh gosh. Like, the time trials in Crash 4. Oh, and in case you're wondering, there is no developer time relic in this game. There are dev times for time trials, but not relics. I was actually kind of hoping that they'd add something like that in this game, but, you know, it seems that Beanox is just flat out done with the game at this point, so we're not going to be seeing any, like, freaking platinum, blue, like, blue platinum-esque, I don't know what the color is, maybe quartz relic? Like, is quartz a good color for this? I don't know, like, something basically like white and blue, which is what they do for, like, the Beanox skins. Anyway, I'm wasting a lot of time here. So, this is the first time. Thank you guys for watching. Look at that. Nice tokens right here. And we're going to go on with the next part, which is going through all the courses again, but with the relics. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay insane, but of course, stay warped. Stay warped to the next speed.